This is
the Handbag Husband.
The Handbag Husband. Yay! All right, so today we are back home and relaxed, and the jet lag has worn off. Maybe
Not really.
It's still quite early in the morning. But today we are back, and it is the end of the year. It is the holidays, and also a Christmas miracle. We finally got our first USA Quota Bag from Topanga. So today we're going to talk about all the things that we got up to the point of getting our Quota Bag. We're going to talk about the time and the spend that we had. We're going to unbox the last things that we got to get us to our Quota Bag, and yes, we are going to unbox our first USA American Hermès Quota Bag. Now, before we get to it, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermès conversation, if you like the Hermès milieu, and if you like the bag candy, and if you like American bag candy, this is gonna be the America bag candy video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help the channel grow, and of course we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. But also because it means you get notified when our newest long videos come out, when our newest short videos come out, and all the things we have on the socials at Handbag Husband on Instagram and on YouTube, because we have new great Hermès content coming out every single week. All right, let's get down to the unboxings and the story and the other unboxings. All right, so let's start off today by the last two objects, or actually, I guess there's multiple objects, but three types of objects that we got to get us to the spend point where we got offered our first American Quota Bag. And so let's do the first one. Thank you. And this is something that I fell in love with. It's very whimsical.
I think because we stay at the Ritz.
Yes, they had it at the Ritz Paris, yeah. And the thing is, it's from a bygone era. And I think it's become more of a symbol of kind of poshness, if I'm using that word correctly.
No. I think it's still very common in European countries, but like not in US.
Yeah. And it comes from a collection that we have kind of started down primarily because of the problems with the Cheval d'Orient. It is not that they are not beautiful, and it's not that they don't look great in our lifestyle. It's just that I think
too bougie. Too bougie all the time.
Are they banned in the US though? It's not banned in the US.
Not banned, but they're not imported in quite. They're paused. It's on pause.
Yeah, so
it's on pause.
So it's become very difficult. It's always been difficult, but it's become more difficult to get the Cheval d'Orient. So we're not stopping that one. We're just putting on a pause on it until they actually start coming back into the United States. But this is one that is going to be a part of a collection we had talked about before. We had gotten the teapot on our last trip to Italy for it. For us, that is the beginning of a collection because that's where the collection starts. But this is going to be one of those peripherals that I saw, and it's kind of an oddity, and I thought that I had to have it, and I had to have it, and I think you all are going to love it too. Which is going to be...
I think that's what it is. Because the box is so big.
We'll see what it is. It is quite a large box. You know what? I'm going to pull it out here. That. And it is... Oh, it's going to come in a box.
Oh.
Yeah, obviously
the box in a box in a box.
Obviously it's not fragile. Actually, it is fragile.
Fragile.
Got this. Gotta show the card to everybody.
No,
like Christmas, right? So it comes in a box that looks like this, and I will give you a very brief moment to guess what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I don't think anyone.
There's no way.
There's no way
you're gonna guess what this is. All right, so let's get this one opened up. And again, I am ecstatic about this one. I gotta figure out how to use it. In fact, I was trying to Google how to use it previously. I still don't really fully get it, but it is an egg cup.
Should I go grab
and
an
a
egg?
saucer. Yeah, go grab an egg. So while she's grabbing that, so it is an egg cup and a saucer.
It will make sense.
Yeah. So you would see like Bugs Bunny. He's like, like when he was trying to be very pretentious. And Hermès had it in the So collection. So you can see that it has kind of the horse, playful very breakfasty, in my opinion, feel that So has.
Okay, this will make most sense.
I even boiled some eggs
Here.
last night in prep. Oh, this is a real, not a boiled one.
No.
You put it in there, right? So essentially, what it is you soft boil an egg, so it's like gushy on the inside, the way I like it, and then they have a little device that you can use to crack the top, or you can take a spoon and crack it all the way around, and then take the lid off, and then eat it out of there. It seems like a lot of extra work. For a soft-boiled egg, but I guess that's the way classy people do it. I don't know, you classy people out there.
It's not soft boil. It's almost like
It's soft boil, or it's like
it's softer than soft boil.
it's the softest soft boil.
Sure.
Unlike my love for you, which is the hardest hard boil. So yeah, this is something that, again, I think that as a modern American, I might be like, this is ridiculous. But as an Hermès lover and a lover of pretentious
Ridiculous
egg,
thing.
also as an egg eater, I mean, I eat an unhealthy amount of eggs. I love eggs. Maybe I could class it up a little bit. And in fact, this started under, I think, Louis XIII. It became very, very common. And in fact, there's a whole tribe, a whole group of people who collect just these things. It's called Pocaville. Pocaville? That's the name of it. Like philately is for stamps. Pocaville or Pacaville is for egg cup collectors. And you know what, friends? If you are an egg cup collector, let's be friends. Let's be friends. So that is the first thing we got. And I think, again, it's kind of an obscure one. Oftentimes Hermès doesn't. Sometimes we'll have some obscure things in there. I'm happy to have it on there. And I don't know. Now I'm just going to figure out how to use it. I'm going to figure out how to use it. So very excited about that one. Don't drop the eggs out. Oh, it's got the little things on the bottom as well. I don't know if you all can see it down there. The little labels on the bottom. So yeah, that's super cool. And I only have one. So if we do have friends over, I can impress them. And if they're like, I want to try, I'd be like, this is mine. Pocaville. All right, next up is another one that we had to get ordered because it wasn't something they had in the store at the time. And it comes in a box like this, and it's not a bag. It's comically big. And it kind of goes along with what we had talked about before, or as far as the problems with the Cheval d'Orient, and also our newfound quest for the So, say it with me, So collection.
Be careful with the colors.
Is another part of the So collection. And I think these ones are probably going to be the most used part of the So collection, I think. Besides the egg one, maybe I'll use the egg one the most. Let's see here.
That's the reason why we only bought one, the egg one, because I'm not going to use it. Oh, so many bubbly wrap. Oh.
I mean, it is fragile.
Why are you doing that? Why are you ripping instead of...
Feels like Christmas, eh?
I mean, duh.
All right, so it comes in a box that looks like this. And yes, it is large, but you know, it's not a bag.
Yeah, we'll have the bag right over here next to me, guys.
The little Hermès passport, I'm guessing, because they sent it from France, probably. Let's get this one open. Oh, goes this way. And again, I think in the grand scheme of things, when you think about the parts of a dish collection, what are the most important parts? What are the most important parts? Teapot, obviously.
This soap?
No. Maybe the plates. I guess you can argue the plates are more important. I don't think so, because I just don't think so. But I think what are important are the cups. Look at that, baby. Yeah, is that not beautiful? So they are the
I don't think it's beautiful. I think it's very cute.
Okay, I think that's fair. That's very fair. These are the So teacups, right? Or maybe they're...
No, it's tea.
It could be cappuccino. They have a very cappuccino vibe to them, right?
To me, I'm planning to eat my cereals in that bowl. No, milk and cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
I mean, it's not that big. It's a cup. It's not a bowl.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I think one of our deficits in our glassware that we currently have is we don't really have any cappuccino specific cups. So I've been using a coffee cup, like like a non-cappuccino drinker. Someone the Italians be rolling over in their grave.
So you drink your cappuccino at 4, so yeah, they are be rolling in their
Hey,
grave.
you know you're gonna ruin it. Don't tell them. No, she's kidding. I never drink it before noon. Never. Anyways, so we have this one. Also, I think it'd be a very good tea set, and it is playful.
Can you show like the saucer? Is the horse?
Yeah, it is very cute, right? It is. I think that is a better assessment of it. I like the feel to it. It feels very playful, very friendly, very warm. Very breakfasty. It feels breakfasty.
Sunday
right?
morning.
Yeah. I guess if you think about like the vibe of the flatware that you're using, if you woke up in the morning and you're using Cheval d'Orient, you'd be like, oh.
Today's gonna be a rough day.
It's gonna be a rough day.
It's gonna be a long, rough day.
It's just too much pretension for the morning,
yes.
right? But this one, you know, I feel like if you had toddlers, you probably wouldn't want to give them the toddlers, but you could use it and it wouldn't look weird in a children's play set, right? Yeah. Or the little fake ones, little plastic ones, or maybe even Hermès makes real ones, like a little child's tea set.
Yeah.
This is perfect for that.
Sure.
Absolutely perfect for that. And these ones are gonna get used way more than I think the Cheval d'Orient.
Because there's no gold in it. You can just microwave them.
Yes. I'm not gonna microwave anything.
I'm just saying, like you could. I probably would.
See, and you got the little sew packet there. You could microwave it, but the thing is that it's just more usable. It's just more usable. Because the problem with the Cheval d'Orient cups is that they're very small. They're very, very small. And so you couldn't even eat cereal out of them.
That's why they have a normal bowl, the soup bowl. You can
Okay,
use the soup bowl, the rice bowl. You can
but then how are you gonna microwave your cereal?
Why would you microwave your cereal?
So that is the so we had got the egg cup and saucer. Now we have I'll call them cappuccino cups. And so I think
tea bowl.
We're getting along the point where we can actually start using it, right? For a practical, everyday, day-to-day usage. All right, so next up, let's get to some more, not flatware. I don't know how to say it. Just other things that are more aesthetically wearable. I guess ready to wear. Do these count as ready to wear?
No.
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 No, no. But they are quintessentially Hermès, for sure, right? So let's get these ones. And these are ones that we actually went to the store and picked up. They had them available. We saw them in the store. I saw them particularly in the store.
This is the one that we buy the same time when we go pick up the bag.
That's right. Yes. So these were literally the last objects we got before the bag. So
to me, I consider it as like it will count towards the next bag. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, I didn't even think about how this. It probably obviously the bag was already a decision, right?
Yes.
By the time we got this, so. So this first one is going to be a scarf, and it is the Tralala scarf. And in fact, this one is, actually, there's two of them. So there's Tralala 08 and Tralala 06. And I think we actually already have a very large version of these. Actually, these are pocket squares. Well, they're for ladies.
These are women's scarf.
Yeah, so they are women's scarves, but I'm going to be using them as pocket squares because we discovered that this year. So this is the first one. I like it. I like the kind of traditional design. It feels like something you'd have in a very like high-end, like steakhouse kind of artwork, or again, if you were in some sort of country club, I guess, or some old school place like that. I just like the vibe of it. I like the linearity of it, the linearness of it. And just kind of the whole pomp and circumstance that goes along with it, because you can see it's got the horse's reins, it's got like the full horse's reins, just sans the horse, plus kind of like the medals and stuff like that. So this one is good, and then this next one I think is even more so my favorite. But this next one I think is actually my most favorite, and this one's got a real, maybe it's a little too ostentatious for some people, and I would get that. But it is the Tralala design. Tralala. But it's more colorful. It's more colorful. It feels, this one does feel masculine in a different way, right? I think the green by default oftentimes feels very masculine. But maybe it can be both. And you have
the red and green kind of clashing.
Yeah,
the color clashing a little bit, which is nice, I think.
Also, the other thing that I'm just noticing now is the polka dots. I love polka dots. I've always been a polka dot dude. Polka dots is my spirit animal. And they are all along the out, so it's on that border side. And I think
Yeah, we're good with the suits.
yeah, it'll look very cool with the suit. It won't look a little too outlandish, I think, when it's when it's done up as a pocket square, for example.
Yeah.
It's got a nice feel to it. You could wear it like, it feels very Las Vegas-y, sort of, kind of just like this.
Vegas.
Yeah, like kind of like the lights and I don't know. But this one I think is going to be one of my newest favorite ones, and it has a traditional Hermès horsey feel, and it's going to look great. I like this. I love this kind of gold coppery color on there. I don't have anything else really with that. I think that's going to really tie it in with a lot of my blue suits and maybe some of the navy suits and those kinds of things as well. So that is the second tralala. It is a women's scarf, but
Wrong side. Fold in. There we go.
But it will be a men's pocket square. I guess it could be a woman's pocket square too.
Yeah.
Do women wear pocket squares?
You could.
You could. You could.
I could.
You could.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus.
All right. So that being said, enough with the foreplay. Enough with the warm up. I hope you guys are ready to go. Let's get down to our first USA Quota Bag. USA. And I think I'm very excited about this one. It is the first time in a long time coming.
We put so much
Dude.
effort. It's way more effort than any other bags that we have.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm like, geez.
Yeah. Well, I think if we think about it in terms of civilization, our European bags, we just kind of hunted and gathered, right? We've been wandering around through the forest just finding berries, right? And sometimes they show up and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, we've been trying to develop agriculture, right? We're trying to grow the relationship.
We farm.
Yeah, we've been farming the Hermès bag, and this is the first season where it's actually producing something. I think if we talk about timeline,
Is this first growth? Grand
Grand Cru. Oh yes, very much so. So we started at this boutique in Topanga literally the first day. I was not that far back. We were one of the first 100 people for sure.
Yeah, sure.
First 10 people maybe
Yeah.
at this boutique ever. So we wanted to say, hey, this is a perfect time for us to see how long does it take? Because we've gotten bags throughout Europe, and we're gonna post those up. We're gonna do our full bag collection review.
Yes, next year we are doing. We're gonna try to do every month. We're gonna review like the whole.
A new bag. A new bag.
Not new bag. The bag that we have, but like it's like
Or a new bag to you all.
the collection.
Yeah,
the bag
another
collection.
part of our collection.
We're gonna do
yeah.
one per month. Yeah.
So you will eventually see the entirety of
Our
the collection.
collection,
But those are bags that many times we got almost exclusively outside of the United States. It's the first one we've ever gotten here.
Yes.
So we thought this would be a great time to be here at the very, very beginning and see and try to track and share that with you, because we don't usually share the prices on all the bags that we get and things like that, but we do share it specifically for the Topanga timeline, so you can see what the spend is over how much time and then what was the end result. That's the reason why we shared that specific information for that.
Because USA is known for.
Yes. And Los Angeles or Southern California in general
Yes.
is known to be some of the worst culprits of that as well.
Yes.
Yes. So we wanted to kind of give you a fair example. And I know there's a lot of folks out there wondering, should we go to Beverly Hills? Should we go to Topanga? Well, here's some real legit numbers, exactly how we did it and how it worked. So you can see what it took from day one of a grand opening of a boutique down to the point where we get our first Quota Bag offer. And my anticipation is it's probably easier after that first one. Since
Hopefully.
the relationship is sort of there. But let's talk about that first. So over time, we have had 7 visits over a little bit
Plus
more.
the 8th, the
Plus
one
the
we
8th
go,
when we pick up the bag.
we go pick it up the
Okay.
bag.
But the bag was already decided before that one.
Yes, we got the text.
7 visits over a little bit more than a year.
Yeah.
Right, a little bit more than a year. Maybe a year and a half almost.
No.
A little bit more than a year. Yeah.
A little more than a year.
And so, this is continually going in, and you can check out all our other videos. We always talk about exactly what we got and how much we paid for, all the different items. I'm not going to get into all the different items for this one.
Go watch those.
Go watch the other videos.
Yes.
We were so much younger then. But the ultimate end being to it is that at the point in which we got offered this bag, which we're going to talk about
When we got
here,
the text.
yeah, our spend was at $22,081. Again, I'll put up a thing showing kind of how that
1, 2,
spend
3,
works
4,
out
6, 7, yeah.
over the different visits over the multiple years. So we're about more than a year in. We're $22,000 in and some change. And what that ultimately ends up being, as far as the spend goes, is 1.8 to 1. Now we've been saying 2.1, 2 whatever.
Yes, because in my head, the bag was still 10,000.
Yeah.
Because I think I was like
Yeah.
European
Yeah,
price.
yeah,
In my head, it's like, oh yeah,
yeah,
the bag is 10,000, and we
yeah.
already spent 22,000. It's 2 to 1.
Or maybe we were just thinking about what the bag price was when we first started kind of getting into it, right?
Yeah.
Like back in my day, Birkins were $10,000.
No, like back in the day,
Back in the day
it
they
was
were. Yeah,
less
it
than
was.
10,000. So
Yeah, so it is what the ultimate numbers come out 1.8 and some change, right?
It's-
So
yeah,
and I think
there.
there's some caveats that need to be said here. One, it's not a hard rule. It's not a calculation. It's not a formula for a quota bag. It's just simply that for the time and the place that we were at, and the bags and the availability and the competitive for the bag that we want, it worked
The
out to
spec
1
that
point. And the
I
specs
want,
and the availability and whatever, our relationship, all that factors into it. So it's not just like, oh,
this
here's
guy,
my.
this guy talked too much. Here, let's
Yeah.
put, no, let's put it up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Let's put it up there.
So it's not just like, oh, here's my 1.8 spend, where's my bag? That's not how it works.
I mean, and some people will get 1 to 1.
Sure.
Some people get
Yeah.
1.5,
Yeah.
2, 3,
Yeah. It
4.
depends, or if you're looking for a picotint, maybe, or if you're looking for an in the loop, if you're even looking for a constant, you don't need to be at 1.8, right?
Or, they might, I mean, according to our SA, she said like, like the spec doesn't come in that often.
Yeah.
The one that we want. They say we're saying like the spec at the back, like this specific type, like
Yes.
size and color and like hardware.
But it's not really, I mean, once you all see it, you'd be like, oh, that's pretty normal. It doesn't
It's
seem
normal,
like
yeah.
it's
not-
very
it's-
much
it's-
in the baseline.
Yeah,
right?
this is, I mean, that's exactly what I want. Yeah.
But I also want to finish saying that it also changes from, if you're in Madison Avenue, if you are in Austin or wherever, if you are in Beverly Hills, it can still be different. So
Correct.
don't take this as a formula, as an
This is
archetype
not one
about how you do it.
snapshot. Like,
This is just a snapshot in time right now about where the Hermès is at,
Yeah.
right? Where Hermès capades are at. And I would bet you, even if we repeated it now and gave it another whatever at 1.8 spend, I don't think the experience would be the same. So just a heads up on that. And then we'll talk a little bit about how it varies from, the US getting our first quota bag versus, our experiences in Europe and the quota bags out there.
and we say no to 3 other bags
Oh,
before
yeah.
this one. Do you want to
Yes,
mention that a little
yes,
bit?
yes. So there was your Constance in box.
Yeah,
That
box.
was offered to you as perhaps a distraction. I don't know. An amuse-bouche, for sure.
Yeah.
As well as 2 large bags for me, but they were in weird specs.
2 Hacks 40.
Yeah. 2 Hacks 40s, but they had like the tattoo on it, like the shadow tattoo.
suntan.
The tattoo of the clochettes.
Yeah.
And just 2 different colors. And so, I think that was a no for me because I don't like that. I really don't like that. Those are one of the things, as much as you don't like green, I don't like painted on, decorations on my bag. I don't mind charms. I would take a charm, a birdie, or maybe even some of like the lobster ones. I've seen some really interesting ones.
I've
that I
seen
would
the
take.
squid. I was like,
Oh yes, I like
Have you
the
seen
squid.
the squid?
Yeah,
I'm
like
like,
the
do I
squid.
want the
Yeah.
squid? I
Or the
kinda
cloud. I
want
also
it.
like the cloud. Although I would cut off the rain things. I'd be like,
I
so
like
bad.
the squid.
Like you're banned from Hermès. But when it's painted on, it's not my thing as well.
Okay.
So, with all that being said, let's get to the unboxing.
Do not tap the box. I'll punch you.
I
in
will
the
not.
face.
I'm not a bag box tapper. I'm over that phase of
Okay.
my life. Okay.
Yeah.
So it comes in a box that looks like this, and yes, it is a bag.
This one is the real bag.
This one
guys.
is a bag.
This one is a real
Yes,
bag.
this one is a bag.
Yes.
And I mean, I guess what made you say yes to this one? Why did you think? Because there were ones that could have come that you could have said no. You may have said no.
I don't know. It was late. We got the text like really late.
We got the takes when we were out of the country.
Yes, that's why I was like, it was late.
You're like, of course, it always works that way.
No, I think it's fit for what I was planned to use it for. It's the leather that I don't have. And I don't know. I mean, the spec was, everything was fine. Like
It's perfectly okay.
like it checked all the boxes. The size, the color, the hardware, the leather. So there's no complaint. Obviously the spec is very like vanilla.
That's why I was like, it's
This is
strange
very
that the
vanilla.
essay's like, it takes this long to get
Correct,
this spec
correct.
in. I was like, this spec must come in every single day. I mean, maybe the permabrass is one oddity side of it. Let's get to it. So it is. You want to say? What it is? It is a
Kelly. Oh, it looks green in the.
It's not green.
No, it's not green, but it
It's
looks
not
a little bit
green.
green in the camera.
It is a Kelly
Grace Misty.
Gray. Chris Misty.
Misty. This is the 2024 new color.
Yes.
In permabrass.
In permabrass. And I think that permabrass is what really does it for me because it's like sort of halfway in between
Yes, it's very in
the
between.
palladium and the
Yeah.
gold. And so it's like gold
It's subtle.
light.
It's nice,
Yeah.
subtle with
Yeah.
the grayish, you know.
Yeah.
And the bag actually, when it's darker, it can go. It kind of almost turn into blue, like a dark blue. And sometimes this is gray, and then sometimes this is kind of blue. So it's in different light.
And it's also in Epsom, and I
We
think
don't have any Epsom bag, so that's why I was like, you know what, Epsom, let's try it out if I like it or not.
again it is. I mean, I think the one limiting, maybe the color, it might be a limiting on it. The permabrass might be limited on it, but the material is not really that limited on it. So
Yeah, like Epsom is anything everywhere. Very.
it is very durable. I mean, I think that the purpose for this bag that you
You
had,
want me to do it?
I think the purpose that you had for this bag in mind is that this is going to be a daily bag.
Yeah.
Right? This is a daily driver.
Like very subtle.
Like you, subtle and beautiful.
Nothing flashy. Yeah, and we'll see if I like the.
And you won't be kept up late at night if something scratches it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you will the first
I
couple,
will,
because that's
but-
just how it rolls. But
Yes.
it's not going to be.
The size is very doable for most
Yeah.
of the stuff. Careful though, careful.
Do you have any? I mean, I guess what kind of accoutrement you think you would use for, like, as far as
Nothing.
like the internals and stuff like that? Oh,
What?
what is that inside? What is that? Is that?
Always chef.
Oh.
Inside's
the
always
chef.
chef.
And we have the strap, presumably, or maybe just the closed strap. Oh, just the strap. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you can walk your purse. You're like, come on. That goes along with it. You want me to put it on?
No.
Nah, we'll figure that out later. So likely it'll be carried like this, just kind of all flapsy. I like
Yeah.
that.
The
And
size is nice. The size is nice.
so
Like
ultimately,
by being cellier,
Yeah.
it makes it a little bit like it looks a little bit smaller.
yes, it does
see
actually
what
look.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the structure of it does make it feel a little more solid, a little smaller. I do like the structuredness of the cellier for this size.
Yeah.
I think our recent experience in some of the metropolitan areas in Europe with a larger bag that's also structured has some could make traveling a little bit dubious. I guess that's how we put it. Right? You're definitely bumping into people with it, undoubtedly. You're bumping into yourself with it. You're bumping into objects with it.
Correct.
Just that large structure means that you can't bring it in close when you need to bring
If
it in
it's
close
cellier,
as well.
for
When
sure.
it's in
If it's
cellier.
cellier, yeah.
Yeah. And so like if you're on the metro and like people are trying to crowd in, you can't really like crush it in. You're kind of like just take the bag.
Sure.
So I think I'm very happy with this one. I think it's
I like the
great
combo
one
is nice. The
usage.
permabrass with the gray, I think goes really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So,
then
so you go, right? It's not the most exciting, but the exciting thing is that we got to a point where we can start. This is the starting line of the Quota Bags availability in the United States for us, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like check, done, guys. Like done. Yeah.
Our little experiment, our
Yes.
social experiment
Yes.
and financial
Yeah.
experiment, I suppose.
Yeah.
As time over money equals Quota Bags.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Proclaim the holy word, and praises sing to God the King, and peace to men on earth, and praises sing to God the King, and peace to men on earth.
And again, I would assume like the end of the year, the store probably get tons of
Sure.
tons of
Yeah.
bags. Because the day, let's talk about the day.
Yes,
we go
talk
pick
about
up.
it. Talk about it.
So, we were scheduled to go in on Sunday. Normally, if you know, like they're normally closed on Sunday.
Yes, that's right.
That one was appointment only.
Appointment only.
And everyone's there. Like I think everyone's there that went in that day.
Yeah.
Got offered all the bags.
For sure. Yeah. In fact, they're like, hey, let's go inside the room and
Yeah.
get our
empty
business
right
done
now,
because we
yeah.
got other people waiting in
Yes,
line, and they
yeah.
don't have a lot of rooms at the Topanga one.
Yeah. So
I think they only have that one.
just that
right?
one room. Yeah. So I think everyone got like appointments. Like, hey, come and get your bag. Like,
Yeah.
roll.
I mean, this bag was specifically chosen for us to be offered by our SA. Like, we developed
Correct.
that, a year-long relationship with an SA.
And I think I changed my wish list for like twice maybe.
So, I think I'm really thankful to the SA because
for sure, yes.
she did an amazing job putting together kind of what we were looking for and matching us and partnering us up with a bag that she knew we were going to like. And it was going to fit the use case that we have for it.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm really thankful to her. I think she did a great job and she's a great SA. And hopefully you all find someone that you gel as well with yours, but that was mine. Don't talk to her. Just kidding. No, but really. So anyways, so let's talk about comparison, right? So this is the first bag that we've gotten from the United States. And I mean, it comes in a long line of Quota bags that we've gotten. What are some of the things that the differences as far as someone may be thinking about, should I go, or why should I, and is it worth it to go the US route or is it worth it to go international route? What do you think?
Do you travel often?
Yeah.
Is your husband willing to go to the Hermès store with you often? No, seriously. This is a serious question.
Yeah.
Do you repeat the countries that you travel? Because we very boring married couple. We are not young and no, because just be real. We go to Italy every year. It makes sense for us to explore our options over there.
Yes.
So that's one, right? Let's say, do you travel often? Do you travel often? Again, try maybe even airport stores. If you travel often.
Yeah. Depending on what you're looking for.
Correct. And try for the store that you think that you're gonna go often. I don't know, because I feel like I don't want to advise anyone to like, hey, just dump like money in the store that you've never been to. And then just like hope for the best. Like,
although that does sometimes work out.
It works out.
But
I feel like that's a reckless,
it's not a good strategy. It's very reckless.
That's a reckless advice. Or at least from me, because I'm not a risk taker. You are.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, hey, let's show face in the countries that you think that you're gonna go often.
Yeah.
Try to break through, like, hey, the quote unquote local bags, Quota bags for locals only, which is not true. There are so many definitions of like locals.
But it is true. But the definition of local is much bigger than you may think.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So.
But even in the U.S., they might be like, go back to your home store or the closest store to you, or you're not a local here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Or Vegas, right? Vegas very open.
Yeah, I think Vegas is a good option.
But again, I think from my perspective is time equals money.
Yes.
Compared to like, how many times we go into the store, like 7-8 times to get one bag, versus if you're already gonna be traveling. Yeah. Maybe twice, 3 times a year.
Well, I mean, look, $22,000 in this case for this bag specifically.
Yeah.
You could have gotten 2 business class tickets to Italy, 3 maybe.
2 trips for 2 of us?
No, for 1 person.
No.
20,000?
No, we normally pay about maybe 7 or 8.
No, but so for 1 person, if they wanted to develop a relationship in Italy and they had a $22,000 spend,
3 trips?
What else could have they done with the money to get to that point and maybe spent less? If it's 1.5 to 1, 4,
5 trips.
I guess let's look at it this way. There's kind of 3 ways to look at it. 1, ideally, if you are someone who is in the United States and you live near a boutique or multiple boutiques, so here in Southern California, for example, I know a lot of you folks live here, or New York, and there's many in New York, and other parts, Texas as well. Those are the 3 big ins out there. If you live in those areas and you have a boutique that is closer to you and it's part of your normal lifestyle. And maybe you don't get to travel that much. Maybe you have young kids. Maybe you have obligations at home. Maybe you just don't have, maybe you're not a traveler. Some people don't enjoy traveling. I don't know what's wrong with you, but some people don't. It may make sense to just spend the time and the money to go do it while you're there anyways.
Correct. That's why I say, like, do you travel often?
So that's one.
Do you travel often?
The second one, if you travel a lot, maybe you travel for business, maybe you travel for pleasure, maybe your pleasure is your business.
If your husband travels a lot, use the husband.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Buy my fake book, How to Train Your Husband to Buy Hermès Abroad. Buy the Handbag Husband. But yeah, so if you have if your husband travels, or you travel, or your spouse travel, or you travel together, then maybe it may make sense because it's part of your normal life. I think for us in Italy,
I mean, you guys seen us like traveling.
That's where we're at.
That's the prong that we're going with.
Yeah. I mean, we've gone both, but we see that, you know, we go to Italy so often and we found a boutique that fits us, and it doesn't have to be the biggest boutique. It doesn't have to be the best, most competitive boutique. It doesn't have to be Milan in that case.
I like Milan. Period. That's it. Continue.
No comment. But you may find that Napoli fits your need. It finds that
you go eat pizza and you go get the bag, right? So you go eat whatever.
Yeah. Or for whatever reason you happen to be in those areas where there is an Hermès boutique. I think in many ways, don't think about which one is the biggest and most expensive and most competitive boutique. Think about ones that fits your needs.
But most of the time, the biggest boutique has the best transportation route for tourists like us.
Oh, that's true.
So if you think about it, right, like where's the port? Like you fly into Milan, you fly into Rome, you fly into Paris, you fly into London. London has 5 stores, so maybe it might make sense.
London, I think especially for Americans, London's probably a great one. London's a very good one as well. They seem to be a little more strict about their local only policy though. I mean, I guess it depends on which one you go to.
Correct.
So look, that's option 2. Then option 3. Situation 3 is those folks who live in the United States, but they do not have an Hermès boutique near them.
Yeah.
Right? So that is the one where it's going to come down to personal preference, and it's also going to come down to distances. There's parts of the United States where it may not be distance-wise, but you may be able to get to London easier than it takes to get to.
That's my logic. Why am I going to go to New York? Like a couple hours, I'd be landing in London. You know, that's my logic of like traveling.
If you are going to, Oklahoma somewhere, and you have to stop and you have to go to Chicago and then fly back down, or some other like weird circuitous method to get there, or you have to drive 3 hours to get there, it might be easier just to fly to London, right? It might literally be easier. It's a couple more hours on the flight, but as far as the drive time and the transfers and all that stuff,
no, but like in the US,
it's easy to get there.
You can do a long distance SA. They'll ship stuff to you.
Yes, and we learned
that.
Learned that from in our Las Vegas one. Check out our Las Vegas video. Kind of about what their prescriptions are for doing it. So yeah, I think those are the different ones, and I think that at a 1.8 to 1 spend on the US,
it's still kind of high for my liking.
It is a little high,
but it's not a surprise.
And there's a convenience factor.
No, my point is like we went in knowing like, okay, Los Angeles is gonna be competitive.
Yeah.
So my expectation is low, and I know that my spending gonna be high. So that's why I'm like, okay, it's high, but it's still. And it seems to
be better than what we hear, because we do not have experience at Beverly Hills. Correct. Or South Coast Plaza. I mean, South Coast Plaza is it is a royal rumble when it comes to handbags.
They get like 1-to-1, which is good for you. Like congratulations, like 1-to-1. That's great, you know.
Yeah. But so I mean that's the decision. I guess there's another alternative, which is you find a way to live in Europe. Perhaps have a pied a terre.
No.
I don't know. Some people do.
Yeah.
There's people out there who do it.
For sure.
Some of them are smart. Some of them are beautiful. Some of them know what they're doing.
But I mean, if you, again, go back to the route that we do, again, it's not just you travel often. Are you willing to travel not light? It's going to be heavy.
Yes. I guess there's inconveniences of the travel as well, right? And although there's not specifically a dollar amount attached to it, there's a dollar amount attached to the stress and the planning that it requires.
Yes.
Yeah, the logistics side.
You have someone to carry the stuff, like the security.
You have someone to carry it?
Yes. You know, like you need to make sure, like, because the space in the luggage, like you can't just.
Are you gonna fight with stewardesses on the plane? They're like, that's too big, or you got this, or that counts as an extra bag, and you're like, it's not a bag, it actually is a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all those. all those stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I say times equals money and equals
And stress,
effort. Yeah.
and stress has a value to it as well.
Correct.
So I actually don't have a conclusion. I just know that
This is
know
all
where
the
distance.
information that you guys go, like,
someone fill out a spreadsheet somewhere.
No, just there. To me, it might just come out like even. Like
I think it does ultimately come out even. Although I think that no, it comes out easy. All right, so that has been kind of the stopping point, I guess. I don't know if we're going to continue tracking all this stuff for our Hermès USA timeline. I think that obviously I've learned a lot over this last year about Hermès, about my appreciation of Hermès and where it kind of fits into our lives, and ultimately what an Hermès Quota Bag pathway looks like. And I think it's kind of within our parameters that we had initially thought.
I think so.
We thought, it's going to take
A
maybe
year.
we thought it would take less time. We thought it'd take less than a year, or maybe at a year, right?
Yeah.
And we also didn't realize some of the other factors about the type of bag and that kind of stuff as well. But if you take a look at our other videos, you can see we had a large. We bought we have a very eclectic appreciation of Hermès. So we have cups, and we have ready to wear, and we have riding crops. So we have a lot of different things that maybe are not just shoes that a lot of people buy, shoes and scarves. So I don't know if that contributed to it. It's such a complicated mixture and calculation about how it all works out. But ultimately, I think that in the long run, I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we got this bag. I'm glad we got our relationship in the United States to the point where now we can start having those kind of conversations, maybe an SO conversation at some point, maybe a blue box conversation, and we don't have to fly overseas to get it.
Yeah, right.
But I think that it's been a really good learning experience, and I'm glad that we got a chance to share it with you all, so that you can factor it in. I know there's folks out there scheming and figuring it out, and like typing and researching and blogging and figuring out, how do I get to the Quota Bag? What is the pathway to the Quota Bag? Here is one pathway. Here is our pathway.
And if you guys have any
to the Quota Bag.
questions, any questions, leave a comment down below. Yeah, just.
Yeah, and we're happy to answer them. We're doing our Q&A sessions as well every Friday. I think that's where it's at.
Yeah,
so we're doing our Q&A sessions. I answer all the things. It is me who's answering, by the way. So don't hate me for my misspellings and bad grammar, because that's American public schools and stuff. But so I'd be curious what you all think, and if you have gotten does it fall in line with your pathway? If you've gotten Quota Bags in the United States, does it fit with the way that you've done it as well? Did you find the experience to be similar? And also, if you are one who does Hermescapades worldwide as well, how does that compare? How do you weigh out those calculations? That stuff is super interesting to me. I'd love to hear what the community kind of does and how they work it out. Now, of course, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermès conversation, if you like the Hermès milieu, if you like the bag candy,
voila,
voila. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because it does really help the channel grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. But also because it means you get notified when our newest long videos come out, when our newest short videos come out, and all the things we have on the socials, on Instagram and on YouTube at Handbag Husband, because we have new great Hermès content that's coming out every single week. So with that, from the end, or maybe the beginning of our USA Quota Bag quest, thank you. Goodbye.
Ciao.
Ciao.